will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
The following program is intended only for mature audiences.
Yeah, your heart starts racing a little bit, and the adrenaline starts to course through your veins to end up having to pace and then do those push-ups. And so it's a tremendous thing, and you know, it's kind of goofy looking, but it's just part of what makes A&M home.
See, hey, hey, oh, Army, fight, hey, 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 awesome, pass it back, Eggs, hump it, Eggs, hump it, Eggs, hump it, Eggs, hump it, Eggs.
If you or a loved one have been recruited to join a cult similar to the one in College Station, Texas, it is time to share your testimony. Call our toll-free hotline at 877-376-963 to speak with Aggie aversion expert Ty Richardson.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Colts coming to town. Woo! Aggies, Hogs, later on at Bob Walker Stadium tonight at 6:30. Welcome into a Thursday edition of the Morning Rush. I know it is please respect my decision time of year with all these kids in the transfer portal. So please respect my decision to make fun of the Texas A&M Aggies for the next 5 minutes. Colton, did you hear about the Aggie whose wife gave birth to twins?
No, I didn't.
He wanted to know who the other man was. What do you call a beautiful girl on the Texas A&M campus?
What do you call him, Ty?
A visitor. And last but not least, what do you call a Texas A&M Aggie with the national championship ring?
What do you call him?
A thief. That's where we get going this morning. Hey, glad you're here. Lewis Automotive Group hotline is going to be open momentarily, but we're going to talk to Andrew Armstrong, Mr. Third Down, coming up in about 2 or 3 minutes. Andrew, kind enough to give some time before the NFL draft next week, about a week away. I was listening to Matt Jones discuss this yesterday, and just the build-up, the lead-up, and everything. Didn't think it'd be right to try and bother him on draft week, but about a week out, he was kind enough. So we'll talk to him in a little bit. Tom Murphy coming up in the 10 o'clock hour as well. So excited about that this morning. Hey, if you need a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, don't look past the Inn at the Mill. It's in the heart of Northwest Arkansas at the Johnson exit off I-49, and it's really unique. I've stayed there. Tommy stayed there. A lot of our staff members have stayed there. Maybe a lot of our listeners. In fact, I know a lot of our listeners have stayed there as well. It's an incredible hotel. So they've really built it out, and it's like where you want to be. It's close enough to campus. It's also close enough to Rogers, Springdale, Bentonville, Cave Springs, you name it. It's there. It's spacious. They've got the clean room ready for you, Wi-Fi, and all of it. So you can reserve your stay at the Inn in the Mill, 479-443-1800, or check them out online at inatthemill.com. One more time, inatthemill.com. I love the cookies. Talk to Jennifer, talk to their entire staff as well. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present. So in addition to a few Aggie jokes here this morning, you think about like the yell leaders, no female cheerleaders, the midnight yell. Apparently they hold their you-know-whats in the fourth quarter, the men do, because they want to feel like they're tougher. The Aggie reigns, and I say all this, like I wouldn't initially go in on this if my brother's girlfriend was here because she is a Texas A&M Aggie, but it's just a very unique, and I have friends that are Texas A&M Aggies. It's just, this is the university. I know there's a lot of us that hate Texas, a lot of us that hate LSU, a lot of us that don't like Auburn and other institutions within this league. But this is the one because of what their football program has done to me emotionally the last decade and a half or decade or so. This is the school that since 2012, there's been one good moment against them in football. and that was 2021. Thank you, Traylon Burks. Thank you to the rest of that team, Bumper Poole, Monteric Brown, the rest of those guys that finally got a win in Dallas, Texas. Hopefully that changes when the Texas A&M Aggies come to Fayetteville, Arkansas this year for the first game since, I guess, what was it, 2013, I think, when Johnny Manziel was in town, because then they renewed this series in Texas A&M Stadium. But we'll have to get that. Luckily, there was one guy that I think was considering Texas A&M and ended up coming to Arkansas. He's our next guest here on The Morning Rush.
This is former Razorback wide receiver Andrew Armstrong, and you're listening to The Morning Rush. Going back to when you were little, when I was a kid, playing football all these times, building up to the stature of trying to be consistent. That's your main goal, to trying to be consistent, You don't want any inconsistencies in your game.
Caught by Mr. Third Down, Mr. Dependable, Mr. I got you all day, Andrew Armstrong.
Green kept the play alive, and Armstrong wasn't going to let that one get away.
This guy, Andrew Armstrong, is unbelievable. Now in his second year with the Hogs, is just a catch machine.
Green going to throw off play action, got a man open down around the goal line, complete touchdown Arkansas. Andrew Armstrong, 25 yards. How did he get that wide open?
None other than Drew Armstrong.
That's it. Well, we got Andrew today. Felix Jones is going to join us tomorrow. I think Malik Ewan's going to join us next week. So we got a loaded next couple of guests. Andrew, appreciate you making some time for us this morning, man. Just kind of give us a sense what your world's been like since obviously football season ended and you're getting ready for this upcoming NFL draft.
Oh yeah, man, it's been good, just working, grinding, talking to all the teams, and it's been like a dream come true, just being able to be in this position, First off, I want to just give thanks to God, because without him, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in, and I just go take it with a grain of salt and just continue to do what I do, continue to work like I've been doing my whole life, and not listening to outside noise, outside me, and things like that, and just focused on what I got in front of me.
Andrew, I want to touch on that because you're a kid at Bishop Dunn High School, wasn't highly recruited. You end up at Commerce, Texas, at East Texas A&M. You bust your tail. You get recruited by some big schools like Arkansas. I think A&M's in the mix, amongst others. And you end up in Fayetteville. And then you just had a prolific last season. Over 1,100 yards. You had 78 catches. What went into all that to get to this point?
Just work. Just head down, just grind, making sure that no matter what I do, I know what I want to do as a person. I know what type of football player that I want to be in. Honing in on the small details that I have, whether that's running a certain route a certain way, whether that's blocking, whether that's in the weight room, or whether that's just in the classroom or just off the field. Just making sure that I have all those things together to make sure that I can go out there and do what I did.
Andrew, I got to ask, and Andrew Armstrong is our guest here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You led the SEC in a bunch of categories, the best conference in college football. You had the best numbers from Pro Football Focus against zone and man coverage for a good chunk of the season. I realize that some draft people that have you projected in certain places aren't accurate. What are you hearing in terms of next week and when you could be selected in the NFL draft?
It's kind of been all over the place. Some early, some middle, some late. So really, I'm just waiting. I really, me personally, I know I put a lot of work in, a lot of grind in. So of course, everybody wants to go early. That's done things like that. But me personally, like wherever I go, like I just want that. I just want to get that opportunity and just continue to show those people that don't believe in me that to have them start believing in me. Like I said, I've been doing for a long time. Like even coming out of high school, coming out, just people not thinking, my size and things like that. People not thinking that I can do the things that I have accomplished so far, and just to keep on doing it and seeing my growth, man. That's the main thing. I'm just so happy and worried about. And I feel like wherever I go, it's gonna be God's plan.
And I think whatever team ends up drafting you is going to be happy about that. Andrew, one of my bold predictions last year is that you would go over 1,000 yards, and you did that. One of the things I noticed from the interactions we had at SEC Media Days is you and Talon had some chemistry. You guys were busting each other's chops about who was actually from Dallas and Talon was, I guess, Louisville? And it's like, that's not Dallas, man. You guys were going back and forth about NCAA football and some other stuff. And I was like, these guys seem to have pretty good chemistry for teammates that have just kind of known each other for a couple months now. How did you develop that rapport with Talon Green here at Arkansas in just 1 year?
I mean, when Taylor first came in, he was already like, it's like we already knew him. Like, he didn't come in nervous or anything like that. He was confident. So when I seen that in him, I was pulled to that, and just me and him talking, and not just even with me, like with everybody, with all the receivers, like he was just like so confident in what he had in mind and what he wanted to do with the season. And you always want somebody that's gonna be confident, things like that. So I feel like from that point on, we were just cool, and knowing that he was going to be like the quarterback and things like that, it was definitely much more easier to talk to him and have those conversations with him and have fun.
You guys had some connections in the Tennessee game and over the course of the season. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but was the Tennessee the best moment for you in the 2024 season?
It was the best moment for me in my whole football career, actually.
Oh, wow.
Like, just seeing the storm in the field and the type of game we had as a team, it was one of the most exciting nights ever.
You had that.
I always wanted to be a part of a game where they stormed the field, and crazy that it happened that day.
Yeah, you had some outstanding sideline catches. I remember. I think it was on the Tennessee sideline too, which made it even sweeter. And you think about just what happened in that game. Talon goes out, cheap shot on him. Malachi comes in, and you end up winning it. So it was quite a finish. Again, Andrew Armstrong, our guest, Razorback wide receiver, NFL draft next week. We're excited about him and the possibilities of where he ends up. I was talking about SEC Media Days. Andrew, you still got that felt cowboy hat that they gave you guys? And I think it was monogrammed too, right?
Oh yeah, I still have it.
Okay. Have you sported it lately? You gonna sport it next week for the draft?
Nah, I don't too much do the cowboy hats and stuff like that, but. No, I definitely still have it, though. It's definitely here.
That's definitely a keepsake. Andrew, you got a chance to play under Coach Petrino in year one at Arkansas, former head coach, now the offensive coordinator. You flourished in his system. I wonder what Arkansas fans, like he's still trying to get his bearings around here, trying to figure out the roster. And I know it's ever-changing in the world of college football, but maybe you could give us an inside look of what fans should expect in year two, not just with Talon, but with Coach Petrino.
I mean, like with Petrino, I'm gonna say this because this is how I feel. I feel like Coach Petrino is the best offensive coordinator in the country. Like he knows like even with any player that comes in, like he knows their strengths and weaknesses. Like he understands what they can do on the field, what position to put them in, how to match them up. He knows, just all the small details into being an offensive coordinator. He's a perfectionist, and when he goes out and he makes sure. The data under Petrino's second year is always a great offense, like even though better than the one before. So yeah, I feel like the fans are going to see a even more better offense than it was last year. Absolutely.
Andrew, I know there's a lot of moving parts right now with that. I say moving parts, but there has been with that roster. You think about Isaac and Isaiah no longer in Fayetteville, and Taylor's got a whole new crop of receivers he's got to get used to. And I know he came over last year from Boise State, and he had to do kind of a similar thing, but maybe you could share some insight on what that dynamic looks like, just developing relationships, not like just you did, but some of the other guys with Talon last year as well.
Like I said, Talon is a very likable person. He's a great leader. So I feel like it's going to be like extremely easy for him to have those guys trust him and believe in him and go out on the field and know what they're doing. Because like I said, this is his second year there. He's more comfortable. He's more comfortable in the offense as well. So he has more confidence, to tell those guys like, oh, you should be here, or this is how it is, like, So I feel like Taylor's gonna do his thing.
Knock on wood, Andrew. They're going to play this spring game on Saturday. Weather, it depends on what the weather does, inside, outside. Hopefully, it's outside. What was last year leading up that week like, and then just the spring game itself? What was that like for you and your teammates, and maybe what you could give us some stuff on what it'll be like this year?
Oh, it was very fun. Like you're always ready for the spring game because it gives you that you get to play football again, like in a game setting. It's different from a scrimmage and things. So it's definitely was exciting, playing in the spring game every year of college. And this year, it's going to be the same thing, same way. It's going to be an exciting day for not only the coaches, not only the fans, but the players as well. They're going to go out there, be excited, play as hard as they can, and it's going to be a great day.
All right, so let's next week NFL draft. I know there's been a lot of conversations that you've had with different NFL teams, whether it be executives, scouts, maybe GMs in some cases. And what does next week look like for you? Are you back in Dallas? Are you in Arkansas? Just kind of give us the setup of what you think you're going to do next weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm back at home. I moved out of my apartment in Arkansas last Friday. So, I'm back in DeSoto, Texas. We're going to be from Thursday, Saturday, going to have a draft party at my house, so with friends and family and things like that. So it's going to be that's really the rest of the week. Well, working out, of course, before like Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Have a little fun. Have a family over, friends, and have a good time.
What's on the menu next week?
I think we've got some barbecue Saturday, some wings and pizza Thursday. I think we got a cater Friday.
Okay, so we got some variety next week. Heck yeah, I love it.
We got some little variety.
Little
variety going on.
Andrew, dude, nothing but the best of luck next week. Can't wait to see your name called by whatever NFL team. It's going to be really lucky to have you. You had an outstanding season. You talked about your growth from where you were in high school to East Texas A&M and here to Fayetteville. We've seen it in front of our eyes. We really appreciate you joining us this season after an outstanding final year at Arkansas.
Yes, sir. No problem. Thank you.
Hi, that is Andrew Armstrong, one of, I think it's either 5 or 6 Razorback wide receivers to surpass 1,000 yards, and he was able to do that this last season again. Over 1,100 yards and 78 catches for the Arkansas Razorbacks. All right, that is your opening drive this morning. Good stuff from Andrew. We'll probably circle back to it at some time a little later on this morning. He's got a loaded menu next week, Colton.
Yeah, he does.
Sounds
good.
I'm kind of envious.
Hoping he saves me a plate if I stop by. It sounds delicious.
I like how, so when he talked about Talon Green, 2 things stood out to me in that conversation. One, how vocal he was about Talon, and that's got to be encouraging if you're an Arkansas fan. And the other thing was the Bobby Petrino. I mean, he had facts, he had references that he referred to in year 2. There is, again, a lot of changes in that wide receiver room, which I would do a lot if Andrew was back for another year after the outstanding season he has. He's obviously exhausted his eligibility, and he's pursuing his dream of playing in the National Football League, and I hope he kills it in his rookie season. All right, again, opening drives brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. They're your number one source for top-quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete, whether you're working a small residential project or a large-scale commercial job. APAC has you covered. No job is too big or too small. Do you need expert advice? Our construction consultant services ensure that you're always on the right track. Call 479-587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. Colton, what stood out to you in our conversation with Andrew there?
Well, one of the things was just that, you talked about his journey and the grind that it's taken for him to get here. Right now, during this transfer portal season, we've brought in some players that have taken a similar path in their college football career to Andrew Armstrong. They've started at a lower school. They might have been under-recruited, and now they're getting a chance to play in a big boy conference under the tutelage of who, Andrew Armstrong just said was one of the best offensive coordinators in the game today. So I know that you said you might be a little bit apprehensive about these wide receivers this year, and I think that rightfully so, but we've seen players come into this program like an Andrew Armstrong and get it out the mud and be able to make themselves into an NFL draft pick. So I think that with this system, with Talon getting better, with all the things that he said about Bobby, I think that's what struck me, is that these transfers and these new guys can come in and make a quick impact and hopefully give this Razorback fan base a lot to cheer about.
Yeah, I think there's things that you like about this upcoming year in the offense and what Bobby Petrino's trying to establish. I think there just are things you wish you wish were constant. Like Petrino's a constant, Talon's a constant. But there's other, and like Fernando Carmona Jr. is a constant. There's other pieces along that offense that are, but It's just not as much as you wish it would. And there's every fan base in college football has that exact same thoughts. But the NFL draft is crazy. It's a week from today.
Yeah.
We'll have coverage for you here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. We'll tell you more about that next week. All right, on the docket today, talking about more about this Arkansas and Texas A&M series, which, reminder, by the way, it starts tonight. 6:30 first pitch. We'll have it for you on most of these ESPN Arkansas stations. We've got some other things to discuss. Happy Gilmore apparently going back to theaters. McElroy's sports psychologist said there was a reason he didn't talk to Bryson DeChambeau. The announcement of SEC Media Day scheduled for coaches. Now, I know a good chunk of you that's not as big of a deal, but I think there's an interesting storyline for each coach in the Southeastern Conference, so we'll get into that. Also want to touch on with the NBA playoffs on. Anthony Black had a tremendous game earlier this week. Want to talk more about the successes of some Arkansas guys in the NBA as the playoffs get underway, plus some other news in the Southeastern Conference as well. And we'll have a Nico Iamaleava update for you too. I know that everyone wants to hear what he's going to end up doing. Apparently Colin Cowherd broke this, so we'll get to all that coming up in just a bit. Hey, you're looking for something to eat for lunch or something to eat this weekend? Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith is the place. So you can always take advantage of their awesome barbecue, their great burgers. I'm a big fan of the Bras Hog burger, but don't sleep on the salads. Like, their salads are fantastic. Last time I went with Brendan Cersei, got me a salad, grilled chicken, fish, low-carb entrees and sides. You're going to find it all at Art's Barbecue and Burgers. And their meats are in-house, ham, turkey, and the others to top on their salads to make it fantastic. Their burgers all are $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue and Burgers and more on Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Text from Skeeter in Fort Smith on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. As a Missouri fan, I really, really respect Andrew, and I hope my Saints draft him next week. I think there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans that wouldn't mind seeing Andrew Armstrong line up next to CeeDee Lamb. And he would be, man, where he's projected right now, kid would be a steal.
He's going to be a steal for somebody.
He is one of the best wide receivers in the SEC. I don't know how you watch that game film and say he's not going to have success in the NFL. But sometimes it's a crapshoot. Hog update coming up next.
Swung on, hit in the air to deep center field. Running back is Obi. Aloy has tied the game with a 2-out home run over the batter's eye in the 9th inning. Out of here, number 12 for Bahiba Aloy.
This is the Morning Rush.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Make a shot!
This is the Morning Rush.
It's time for the Wrath Rod Replacement Sale at Wrath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get $3,750 above appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory. Inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by a comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Rod Replacement Sale all this month at Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, wrathautofortsmith.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. they weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Ty Richardson, we're live here at First Financial Mortgage. I'm here with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I know I probably texted you 100 times during this process, man. I didn't know what I was doing. Luckily, you did.
Yeah, Ty. It was always great working with you. Glad we could help you get closed. A good loan officer is someone who can answer questions after hours, before hours, and be available when you're needed. We get pre-qualifications in, get buyers pre-qualified so they can search for homes and get them closed quick. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service, all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Along with Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
7 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Woo Big Suey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Here come the Rooster. Yeah.
Gage Wood back this weekend in the starting role. He will start tomorrow against the Texas A&M Aggies. You got Root, Wood, and then Landon Beidelshees, who we had on a week or so ago. Landon was really good. Really appreciate him joining us. So that was the big news that was announced yesterday. Remember, Dave Van Horn had this to say after the game.
Okay. Yeah, you'll probably see Gage not in the rotation to start.
Okay. Do you get Gage Wood back this weekend?
There could be that possibility. We'll know tomorrow for sure.
Well, it's a reality now, Colin. So we'll get Batesville's own Gage Wood tomorrow against the Texas A&M Aggies. We'll see if it's a doubleheader tomorrow based on the forecast on Saturday.
Yes, sir. The fireballer is back, and this is going to really bolster that starting rotation. We hope he's back to full force. Whenever he got hurt, he was pitching at some of the best he had in his entire career. So hopefully he's coming back at the right time, and we knock off the Aggies this weekend. They are 13-5 in Fayetteville against the Aggies under Dave Van Horn.
Yeah, and in talking about that's Wood, in terms of Gackle, this is what Dave Van Horn shared after the UAPB win.
He gets all these preseason accolades, and they're not for calling him preseason this and that. But it was all about his relief pitching. Let's see how it goes from here.
So that's the change. We'll see when Gabe Gackle comes out of the bullpen, but that is the big news concerning Arkansas baseball heading into this matchup with the Texas A&M Aggies this weekend. Mentioned some Arkansas players in action. Moses Moody and the Warriors will play the Rockets on Sunday. Anthony Black and the Magic will play the Celtics. You got Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams. Bobby Portis is back for the Bucks, right? Because he served his suspension, if I remember that correct. So there's a good amount of Arkansas players that are in the NBA action this week in the NBA playoffs. So I'm excited to see a bunch of those guys. Obviously, I'm pretty locked into what the Thunder are going to do this weekend. Hopefully Isaiah and Jalen advance and continue to advance in these upcoming NBA playoffs. Sam Pittman had a long conversation with him with the Arkansas media earlier this week. I know there's been a lot of questions. I was like, hey, when it comes to portal players, what does that look like in terms of who decides what, just the game plan behind the scenes? He shared a little bit of insight.
It's just a process through Hub, me, the position coach, and then Remy.
And I've seen a decent amount of players that Arkansas either seems to be interested in or maybe come to campus. Philip Lee, for example, is a Troy transfer. That is an edge player. Had 31 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks last season. Hogs on SI reporting that he is going to take an official visit that begins today. So there have been some players. Haven't necessarily seen a lot of Power 5 schools, more under. My reasoning and rationale is I don't really care. If the kid can play, he can play. And I know it's harder to find diamonds in the rough, but Arkansas doesn't have endless money like Georgia or Ohio State or Michigan or some of the other schools that are paying kids $2, $3, and I guess in some cases $4 million like Miami with Carson Beck. So I think it's just about evaluating talent. I'm really high on Travis Williams. I think the last 2 years for the majority of games, not every game's LSU game, not his best outing. Ole Miss game, not his best outing, but those were against two of the better quarterbacks in the SEC. I feel like more often than not, Travis Williams gives you a chance to win. And you look at what his roster is compared to others, it's pretty stark difference, stark contrast between a lot of other defensive coordinators in the Southeastern Conference. All right, that is your Hog Update. It's always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, we did get some big news during the break.
The Hogs take it to Tennessee. I like Arkansas. Good pick. I tell you what, how can you not love this place? I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Yes, sir. Oh, hey. Wow. Look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of this thing.
So Lee Corso is retiring after 38 years on College Game Day. That was the one time that they have been in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Week 1 of the 2025 season, he will be there, and then he's done. It has hurt me to watch him the last few years. And I understand that he's wanted to be out there. And so it's hard for ESPN or anyone else because they know how many people just tune into the last 5 or 10 minutes of College Game Day just to watch Corso. He was vibrant. At one point, he was sharp, and it was awesome. Like when he was here in 2006, you should see the energy, the passion he had. And he still has that same passion. It's just not, obviously, in his old age and the same. So sad news. I know for a lot of college football fans, that's a tradition you start every Saturday morning with. You can do it one final time, week 1 of the college football season. This morning, we are brought to you by The Fence Man. You can always call Sean at 479-782-3936. He can help you with large commercial jobs or small residential repairs. Maybe you just want better look and more curb appeal. Well, new fence from The Fence Man is perfect for that. He's been in business for more than 40 years. You can call him and ask about 18 months, same as cash financing, 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up. We'll get back into some of that Andrew Armstrong interview as well. Thought he was really good this morning. And we'll touch on some SEC news as the announcement for SEC Media Days has happened. What's the biggest storyline for each college football coach in this conference this season?
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new Ultra Matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Mr. Third Down, Mr. Dependable, Mr. I got you all day.
This is former Razorback wide receiver Andrew Armstrong, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV. With hands-free driving assistance, go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $800 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, King G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please text H2H Mystery to 44834 or call us at 479-452-2260. Heart to Heart's Mystery at the Forest, April 26th.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Every Wednesday night, take the kids to Joe's Grill and Cantina. They will get a delicious meal for $5. And Joe's is bringing out the crayons for a coloring contest where the kids can win cool prizes. And the fun is just starting. It's Kids Karaoke Night. Let that star shine. Join Joe's every Wednesday for Kids Night with the fun atmosphere of Joe's. Come for the food, stay for the fun. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, I've got good news. For those that enjoy one of Adam Sandler's good movies from back in the day, Happy Gilmore is coming back to theaters on the 27th and the 30th of this month.
As is young Happy Gilmore, nipping at his heels and trailing by only one stroke. Shooter from the sand, playing like he really wants that jacket. Gilmore answers right back with a birdie.
I've legitimately seen this movie over 100 times. My buddies had it on VHS, and so every time I'd go over to their house, we'd watch it, and they were two of my best friends growing up, so we watched it all the time. So here's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. What is a movie you want to see return to theaters and that you would actually go watch? Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963. Mine would be Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused is probably my favorite movie of all time. I hadn't seen it till like 6 years ago. Former Razorback. I want to say Nick Mason is the one that showed it to me, and I had not seen it. And it is it's a cult follow of sorts. I know everyone has their like go-to movies from back in the day that's depicting the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, whatever the case may be. But Dazed and Confused is the movie that if it ever came back to theaters, I would pay. I don't know, what do you have to pay for a movie now, Colin? $12, $13?
13 or 14 bucks.
Even I could rent it in that.
$12.
Darren and Alma chiming in with Caddyshack.
That's
Caddyshack is his. B in Clarksville says the Lord of the Rings, the extended edition.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, that was something. I want to say my father, one of the weird stipulations he had back in the day, and I want to say he had this with the Harry Potter movies too, is I had to read the books before I saw the movies.
You read all the Harry Potter books?
Yeah.
Every single one of them?
Every single one of them.
Wow. Dude, they get pretty intimidating.
And Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
I want to say, maybe Baylor Brad can correct me on that, but I'm like 99% sure that was part of like, hey, you have to read these books where you can see the movies. JT Not Spring says Days of Thunder. Bill from Fayetteville says Purple Rain. I was thinking when JT said Days of Thunder, I was thinking Tropic Thunder. JT, you're going to have to give me some
that wouldn't be a bad movie to see in theaters, because you stumped me on this question. I really can't think of a great answer, because you'd want to see a movie that is made for theaters. So like an action movie is probably something that I'm thinking, but
old Star Wars maybe.
Old Star Wars would be good. Dazed and Confused, Ty. That's a good movie. The genesis of McConaughey.
It's phenomenal. People hate Matthew McConaughey because he's a Texas fan. Because of that movie. What is his? Oh gosh, what's his name? What is his character's name in that?
Oh, I haven't seen it in a long time.
I think it begins with a W. Someone might have to help me out with that.
It'll be on the text line in a second.
We're gonna have to JT give me some context for what Days of Thunder is. Bill from Fayetteville, please give me some context on Purple Rain.
Jesse from Springdale says Old School. That's probably my favorite Will Ferrell movie, Frat Pack movie. That one is a good one. One of those would be good to see in theaters too.
The combination of him, Vince Vaughn, Luke Wilson, Stifler's character, Sean Michael Scott, Ari's wife is in that movie from Entourage. I can't think of the actress's name. Let's see. Text out 479 says The Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is a good one. Greg from Mina chimes that in. No, that's not. While it is before my time, I have seen that many a times, Greg. That is a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the walk-off scene in that movie is about as good. Yeah, it's about as good as you can end a movie in that. So, Greg, that is an excellent addition. Aaron in Wichita says John Carpenter's The Thing. I have not seen The Thing. Days of Thunder is a Tom Cruise in NASCAR, apparently. I'm trying to think if that's. I'm thinking of another Tom Cruise. Like I'm picturing. I think Cameron Diaz is maybe in the. It's White something. I can't think. It's not White Lightning. I can't think of what Tom Cruise movie I'm thinking of. Prince. Is that that's the
Prince is the movie that Prince stars in the movie Purple Rain. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Again, some of these you guys are chiming in, which I'm happy to explore and maybe jump into some morning rush homework based on some of these movies you're timing in. Sounds like The Thing is something I have to watch. Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise is something I have to watch. I've seen Caddyshack. I've seen Lord of the Rings. I've seen Breakfast Club. I've seen Old School. And then what was the Prince movie one more time, Golden?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Check and Chong. What is that?
I think you meant Cheech and Chong.
Oh, Cheech and Chong. Okay, that's from Danny and Texarkana. Well, you're gonna have to tell me what that movie is.
Not really a theater movie. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he evidently it's that. Vanilla Sky. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you. Sauce says you need context on Purple Rain. I bet you put ketchup on your steak. It's one time, Sauce. It's one time. Let's see. Jeff from Cameron, Oklahoma. Harley Davidson and the Marble Man is amazing.
Never heard of that.
I have not seen
I'm
that.
a child though, so I don't know.
Inception.
That is a good one.
Inception for Derek and Rogers would be an
Interstellar.
excellent.
That's going to be my final option. Interstellar is one of the best movies I've ever seen in theaters. I would go watch that again. I had to carve out 2.5 hours, but I would go see that.
Okay. We appreciate your feedback here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. If you want to chime in with some other thoughts this morning, do so 877-377-6963. Got a text from buddy Nate yesterday. I know our college friend group is going to go to Cart Pass Social here in the coming weeks. Where it's going to be, I think, an all-day affair, so we're excited about that. The great thing about Cart Pass Social, you can play one of over 1,000 golf courses in the United States. It's awesome. Major events, Augusta National, they have it. A couple courses in Arkansas as well. So if you're interested in playing in an awesome facility where it's climate controlled. I know that some of you like to play golf when it's outside, but it's about to get really, really hot. So you can take advantage of Cart Pass Social. BYOB, bring your own food, bring your own drinks. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, 479-487-3622. And go online to cartpasssocial.com. The #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. All right, continuing on the text. Tombstone is another one. This is a text out of the 479. I love Tombstone. It was our open for our show for quite some time. They got a text of Danville, so the texter from Danville times that in. You think about the actors in that show. You've got the late Val Kilmer. You've got Kurt Russell.
The late Bill Paxton.
You might have to help me with 2 or 3 of them. I mean, there's some other marquee. Yeah, Sam Elliott. There's some other awesome names. Back to the Future. That's from Hog Wild and Van Buren. That's another.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's another good one as well when it comes to that. All right, I want to share this story if you don't mind. Lane Kiffin to me is entertaining, and I don't know if he's ever shot Sam Pittman this type of text, but he was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and I listened to Vaughn's podcast with Morgan Wallen. I haven't listened to this one all the way yet, but I want to. I think he went to, based on the backdrop, it looked like Theo Vaughn went to Oxford for this, but evidently there's an SEC coaches group chat, and I would guess it gets hostile from time to time, as most of your buddies do. I was talking to a friend and a client of mine yesterday, and male group chats get out of control because there's no filters. We don't say anything. Every one of you would probably get a divorce if your wife or significant other saw your group chat. Yeah, it's bad. I don't know how volatile the coaches ones get, but listen to Lane Kiffin talk about it.
I feel like I keep it together. Like I keep the group together because like one will beat the other or they'll say something and they kind of like get mad at each other and then they won't like text for a week. If like you beat him, then he doesn't text for a week, or if they're playing each other that week, they certainly aren't going to say anything. And I'm like, guys.
And by you beat him, it means when you guys beat Georgia last year, but go on. I feel it.
But then I just say something that night, right? You know, like, hey man, like you'll probably get us next year, you know, like they don't think that's funny, you know, like then one of them side texts me like, hey man, you shouldn't have said that. Kirby's pissed off, you know? And I'm like, dude, it's just a game. Relax. We're buddies.
Or if you remember, Ole Miss beat Georgia pretty good this last season. And I would guess Lane Kiffin might have sent something a little more distasteful for that. But you know what? Sam Pittman, let me do you this favor. If you guys go into Oxford week 3 and beat Ole Miss, just let me have your phone for a few hours. Just let me blow up the group chat. Just let me blow up Lane Kiffin's phone. I know it's like a back and forth as an Arkansas fan. Like you hate Texas, you don't necessarily hate Steve Sarkisian, right? Like I don't hate Mike Elko. I hate the brand that is Texas A&M. I hate the brand that is Texas. But you hate Eli Drinkowitz. You hate Lane Kiffin. I respect Lane Kiffin. I think he's a heck of a football coach, and he wins. He found a home in Oxford, and I don't know if he's going to be there forever. But man, I mean, he's reunited with his wife. His daughter Lander's there. His son Knox is there. Like, there's a lot of things that lead you to believe that he could be there for a while. Who knows? But you play him week 3. All I would ask, if Arkansas wins that game, coach, toss me your phone for a little bit, and let me go ballistic in that group. Can you imagine the things that are said? That's like,
it's reckless.
Oh,
it's gotta be reckless and incriminating, like you said. And you know what? I hope that, you know, Lane's he's pretty, you know, smarmy about everything right now. There's gonna be a lot of folks that may be firing off some group texts in there about how he's faking injuries all the time because he can't do that now without a penalty or a timeout.
Yeah. Update us on that because I know you wanted to talk about that during the break. What's the deal with that?
This is from Matt Zine at CBS Sports. Reposted this from this morning. The NCAA has approved a change regarding injury timeouts. Under the new rule, if medical personnel enter the field to evaluate an injured player after the ball is spotted by the officiating crew for the next play, that player's team will be charged a timeout. If the team does not have any timeouts remaining, a 5-yard delay of game penalty will be assessed. No more faking ACLs and cramps, Lane. Joey Freshwater, your time is up.
There we go. I would like Jackie Mock and her team at Mock Legal Solutions to sue Ole Miss for wrongful faking of injuries the last 4 or 5 years that may or may not have cost Arkansas a game or two in this series. Maybe Jackie can't do that, but she can help you with a lot of different things. They've helped in their second location in Sallisaw, across from the courthouse, that can better serve Sequoia and LaFleur County. They do all the family law stuff, plus car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases can help you to get an insurance check or a wreck check. Times can be tough. I know that a good chunk of us, including myself, can't pony up $5,000. But and then you get asked for more money down the road. Oh, that's not the case at Mock Legal Solutions. They offer flat fees and low down payments and payment plans as well at Mock Legal Solutions. Hey, the laws have changed. And joint custody is the default, but we're not afraid at Mock Legal Solutions to go to trial and are successful when they do. MockLegalSolutions.com. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. It is fun to pull up the Arkansas football schedule. Of course, Saturday, got the spring game, 1 o'clock. We were talking with Andrew a little bit about that. Felix Jones is going to join us in the 10 o'clock hour. We'll see what he had to say about the spring game and everything else. Arkansas baseball, while they're in action at 6:30 tonight. Might be a doubleheader tomorrow, just based on the weather. We'll have to wait and see on that. We will keep you updated here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com, as well as the Hit That Line Now app, powered by our friends at Taco Bell. When it comes to getting something that you want, including incredible value items, you're going to find them at Taco Bell as well. We're brought to you by the Arkansas State Police and Highway Safety Office. When it comes to texting and driving, there's a lot of bad things that can happen. Between 2011 and 2020, more than 32,000 Americans lost their lives in motor vehicle crashes. Don't be a distracted driver. What can you do? Put your phone away. There's no excuse for putting people at risk. Remember, in Arkansas, put the phone away or pay. This brought to you by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office. Tom Murphy, joins us next.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
It's time for the Rath Rod Replacement Sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get $3,750 above appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory. Inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath Rod Replacement Sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. Wednesday, ladies' night. I know you love Wednesdays here.
I love my Wednesdays. All the ladies come out. We have $5.99 small cheesy bread. We have pink panty droppers on special. We've got blow bombs on special. And it's all about ladies on a Wednesday here at Papa.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Have you heard? TGI Fridays is having happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 till 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. to close with half-price drinks and $5 select appetizers, including potato skins, spinach dip, pot stickers, and much more. Plus, you can get in on 50-cent Wing Monday from 5 p.m. to close. And karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 8 p.m. It's all at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high this afternoon into the lower 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight lows will drop down in the low to mid 60s. We'll start to see some more active weather sliding our way, especially later Friday into Saturday and Easter Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
KERX, Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to The Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
I will give you a tie tidbit this morning.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light. Please drink responsibly.
The following program is intended only for mature audiences.
Yeah, your heart starts racing a little bit, and the adrenaline starts to course through your veins to end up having to pace and then do the push-ups. And so it's a tremendous thing, and it's kind of goofy looking, but it's just part of what makes A&M home.
See. Hey. Hey. Oh, Army, fight. Hey, 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 hey. Awesome. Pass it back, Eggs. Hump it, Eggs. Hump it, Eggs. Hump it, Eggs. Hump it, Eggs.
If you or a loved one have been recruited to join a cult similar to the one in College Station, Texas, it is time to share your testimony. Call our toll-free hotline at 877-377-6963 to speak with Aggie Aversion expert Ty Richardson.
This is The Morning Rush.
Don't do it. Don't do it. By the way, I need to correct myself. I have this schedule in front of me that I printed out several months ago when it came to Arkansas baseball, and I guess the schedule was either wrong to begin with or it's been changed. We did get a text on the 479 correcting me. And don't feel like you can't correct me on anything I say. My word is not you know what. It's not sacred. Occasionally I'll say something that's factually wrong. A lot of times I have an opinion that you think is wrong, but factually I try to keep it together. But evidently, tonight's first pitch is at 7 o'clock. I changed it on my schedule, so I don't say it wrong again. Tonight against the Aggies. 6:30, you'll hear from Phil and Bubba for the Dugout Show. So that's what we got this set up for tonight. Glad you're here. It's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. Tom Murphy joins us momentarily. Don't be a Colt Aggie fan. I know that they will make their way to town this weekend. Some of them already have. Again, when it comes to the Aggies, it's very easy to make fun of them. The yell leaders, no female cheerleaders, the midnight yell, which is probably the grossest thing in all of sports. I don't know how their fans have not disbanded from that tradition. I know traditions die hard. We get used to them. We want to do them. But my goodness, it is just horrible. Big old Aggie Reens, whatever. I'll give them this. Kyle Field and the 12th man is awesome. I'm excited to go there in 2026 and watch us lose by a field goal because whatever reason, it's just has not gone well for the Arkansas Razorbacks in that series since they've joined the Southeastern Conference. But I am excited to experience that because that's nuts. But the tradition before, just kind of weird, just kind of odd. Tell you what's not odd, and tell you what's great. It's Andy's Frozen Custard. You're looking for something sweet and delicious, you're going to find it in Fort Smith on Rogers Avenue, 201 East Oak Street, and Dave Ward Drive in Conway, and the North Little Rock location on JFK Boulevard. Whether you're looking for something to just kind of cool you down a little bit, it's getting a little hotter out there, or take something home, mix and match, 6 of your favorites with the Pick 6. Oh, baby. You want to cheer your wife up, the kids up? Then get a pick 6 from Andy's Frozen Custard. Swing on by today. Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 2 locations in Conway, and the JFK Boulevard location in North Little Rock. Andy's Frozen Custard, walk up or drive through. They are ready to serve you. Download the app from the App Store as well. It's been a fun morning thus far. Andrew Armstrong joined us in hour number 1. If you missed it, it will be in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Andrew's fantastic. He's getting ready for the NFL draft next week. He's got a big draft party with his family in DeSoto, Texas. I think he said cater food on Friday, wings and pizza on Thursday, and then barbecue on Saturday. That sounds like something that we need to take advantage of. Now, since the NFL draft is coming up, one of my favorite traditions is hearing quarterbacks go through the draft process with former NFL coach John Gruden. I guess college assistant. He's been all over the place. But here was a clip from Barstool's QB room with John Gruden. It's was it Seth Hannigan, the Memphis kid?
Yes.
Listen to the conversation that these two had when it comes to the quarterback position.
Pass protection, but I want you to be alert for these cats. Now, if we ever sense a double corner cat, you can smell these things out. You start hearing these defensive guys, woo, 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 woo. They make their signals. They can't help themselves. They're all fired up. Cougar. Like a cat, not a cougar that you're thinking of. Okay, don't be.
Not exactly.
Yeah. You cat, cougar. It's a form of a cat, you see?
Yes, sir.
In the background, you're hitting and go, I'm not Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson mentioned.
He does it.
Future Miami Dolphins starter.
Yeah, he gets a lot of love. Let's bring in our friend Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports. Tom, I know the late Ryan Mallett went through the quarterback room. I think Tyler did as well. Do you like those quarterback sessions that Gruden puts guys through? I think they're entertaining. What do you think?
They're really funny. Gruden has a special place in NFL history as a guy who, been in the game a long time, and he just has a way about him, and he's funny. I enjoy him.
He is entertaining. Tom, we had a chance to catch up with Andrew Armstrong in the last hour, and here's a guy that in year 2 in Fayetteville just went off over 1,100 yards, 78 catches. Didn't necessarily have the touchdowns, I think, to accompany that. I think he only ended up like 1 or 2. Didn't throw it in the red zone, which I didn't get. I guess they just double covered, triple covered bracket or whatever. But kind of where do you see him in the NFL when he makes his next level? What do you envision his role looking like as an NFL wide receiver as a rookie?
Well, he's got to get taken, first of all. And, you don't see him way up there on the draft board in terms of the rankings of the receivers. But as you stated, and I listened to your interview, it was a good interview. Leading into it, Mr. Third Down. I mean, they just ran slants to him and quick hitters where Taylor knew he would have an open lane to get him the ball, and Armstrong had such good hands that DBs would have their hands in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
They would have their hands on his arms, and he would make the catches on some of these third downs. So, and then he also made the bucket catch against Tennessee that you referenced. It was such a huge play in that game. One of the biggest plays Arkansas had all year, because it set up a field goal, but he only did have 1 touchdown, and not necessarily his fault. I don't know what the scheme was down there that prevented, maybe Taylor's looking at other options, or they used the run game. They scored a bunch of rushing touchdowns. JaQuindon Jackson had 15, and Taylor had 8. So there wasn't a ton of touchdown passes, but just a kid that is going to work, got a big body, and he can shield guys off. So I think there's a place for him in the NFL.
I do as well. And you listened to our conversation. I thought one of the things that stood out to me, Tom, was how high he was on Bobby Petrino, not just in his time, but, he was referencing stats about him in year 2, where I know every Arkansas fan listening would love to have Andrew Armstrong back with Taylor and Coach Petrino for year 2, but he sure has some confidence, even with the change of guard at wide receiver, that they're going to have some offensive success this year.
He was. They have a ways to go. Look, I trust. I've covered enough Bobby Petrino teams to know he finds ways to exploit defenses to take advantage of what he sees as your weaknesses, and to out scheme you. And now, year 2, Taylor Green should be better. They think that their offensive line is going to wind up being better. We've yet to see it. But if that's the case, perhaps their offensive numbers can go up. I don't see a guy on this roster right now that's an Andrew Armstrong. I'm sorry, I don't see one. Will they develop one? Maybe. Omega Blake, Cisse, maybe the kid from Warren Jordan coming in can be a guy who can do that. Tough as a freshman, but he's got to find a guy he's going to trust on third down. So they've got a ways to go, to me, to be a better offense than last year. Some of the pieces might be in place. Someone I talked to the other day, midway through spring, was like, I think better offensively, not as good defensively. But I like what their first unit did, pressuring in their 3-3-5 look the other day. So I don't know. Every other SEC team is going to be better. Every year is different. There's a really tough schedule for the Razorbacks. I'm talking all over the board right now. But to answer your question, Arkansas's offensive numbers have a shot to be better next year.
Tom, you referenced that 3-3-5. I think it was, I can't remember if it was you or one of your colleagues that was talking about Bradley Shaw and maybe the emergence he's come on. We saw a little bit of the true freshman last year, now taking on an emerged role with the departures of a couple guys, including Brad Spence. He sure is going to factor in that linebacker rotation, isn't he?
I think he is. Sam was asked about him the other day, which I guess was just 2 days ago. But, I did my hog future on him. We do the freshman coming in, and he was not a linebacker until about his junior year at Hoover High in Alabama, which you know is a football factory down there. I think he played fullback or whatever, and then he's a pretty violent kid, and they turn him into a linebacker, and he's just playing on instincts and athleticism his first couple of years at Hoover. And so he gets here. I think he has a great future ahead of him. They've got to find ways to get him on the field. Number 7, he goes by B. Shaw. 3-3-5 might be their best look. I mean, I know you want to have a little bit more beef up front, but certainly they need to be adaptable and be able to play the 3-3-5. And I see Shaw getting playing time, even if they go to a 4-man front and running 2 linebackers, or possibly even doing some 4-3 stuff too. But I see Shaw getting some playing time.
I know it seems like they are excited about him. Tom Murphy, our guest, Lewis Automotive Group Hotline, always has our guest here on the Morning Rush. Tom, we got this text from JT in Hot Springs about Jordan Anthony. I know Coach touched on him. I think it was the first time we got a chance to talk with him in spring, if I remember that right. Is there any update on, because I know he's doing the track stuff. Is there any update on Jordan Anthony still on the team, focusing on track? What's the latest on that?
There's really nothing official, but the word I get around campus is that he's doing so well in track and field. I mean, he was a big scorer indoors, and he should be a big scorer in outdoors if he stays healthy. He's one of the fastest guys in the country. That maybe he'll focus on that. It's hard to get in all your football stuff. I mean, it ends Saturday. He didn't do any football.
Yeah.
So the word around is it looks like he's going to devote himself to track and field, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, in summer he could change his mind, but to be a well-tuned, top of the line sprinter, you devote yourself to that. You can make money off that, and
Yeah, that makes sense. Tom, this weekend you've got baseball team gets going tonight at 7:00 against Texas A&M. Softball's got their matchup in Bogle Park this week. I think Colton? It's Colorado State. If I remember that right, I believe that's correct.
I think so. The Rams.
You might have to double check me on that. And then spring game. Unfortunately, some weather can derail that. Now, for those that haven't, kind of give a detail on what Coach said about the spring game if inclement weather affects this football team on Saturday.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure many fans have tuned in and heard what's going on. Sam Pittman does not want to move the game down to the Walker Pavilion, because when you think back, it's been disastrous. When they moved the 2017 game down there, that was the game that Riley Williams got hurt, and then Torian Carter tore up his knee down there in 22. And it's just such a different. It's so compact, and the parents were in there, and it was really crowded in 2022. So he doesn't want to do that for various reasons. So if it's thundering or if it's raining too hard at 1:00, they're not going to play the game. Now, I haven't seen the plans, but they want to have a meet the team autograph session thing. I don't know where it would be, but anyway, UA officials will release something on that, I'm sure. But so the fans who are in town to go to the game then can go meet the team, which would be a nice opportunity. So I don't know. When I last looked, the weather did not look good for Saturday.
Yeah.
So we'll just see how it plays out.
Tom, biggest college football story this morning. Lee Corso will do his final college game day week 1 of the season, then retire after that. I know oftentimes you're working early morning Saturday to get ready. A tradition of mine, as long as I'm not doing Arkansas game day, is to watch game day. And, of course, Corso put on the headset. 38 years, man, finally coming to an end here in last weekend of August, I should say.
How about that? If you look on Twitter today, Chris Fowler has posted basically about a 2.5, 3-minute tribute to Lee Corso since the news broke. He seems to be in Hawaii or some other tropical destination, so good on Chris Fowler. But, here's my take. I don't know if he's added a whole lot to the set in recent years since the stroke. He had to relearn to talk. And so he's almost like a figurehead, and he does put on the headgear, which is really cool, and there's a draw to that. But it's been difficult to watch him because, you've seen Herb Street have to, finish up some sentences or just help him out. And that's great to see. But I think he's going to turn 90 soon. He's done a great service to college football since being on that set in 1987. So good to him. I hope he stays in good health.
The other big college football story that's been circulating that we talked about a little bit earlier this week is Nico Iamaleava. And what I find interesting is, according to Colin Cowherd, he's going to UCLA. Why that's interesting is because his younger brother Madden, who's here in Fayetteville, flipped to go to Arkansas from UCLA. So if that pans out, Tom, how about that dynamic out there in Los Angeles? What about that?
It would be pretty wild. It looks like to me he and his people might have overplayed their hand. I saw some word today that it's about offensive fit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Tennessee has huge numbers. They can recruit big time. UCLA was on a struggle bus last year. So I don't know.
That's
Maybe
a smokescreen, Tom.
fit.
You and I both know that's a smokescreen. That's not actually what it is. I at least from the outside looking in, from the bird's eye view.
Right. So here we are pretty early in the NIL age, and we got someone who overplayed their hand, who tried to leverage Tennessee for more money and didn't get it. And it's going to wind up probably with a lot less than he would have made with the Vols. I cheer Tennessee, or I applaud Tennessee for drawing the line when he didn't show up for the team deal Friday. Josh Heupel's decision. Look, when he got a huge contract. He had a huge bowl game against Iowa. And last year, his numbers, I don't think they were as good as Taylor Green's numbers. He didn't run it very much. The game we saw here, he had a chance to lead his team down the field to a game-winning touchdown, and it didn't happen.
He didn't throw the ball.
Look, I don't want to just bash on the kid, but he and his people, I think, overplayed their hand.
We were saying you heard this, but I mean, Andrew talked about that was his favorite moment of his football career. I can't imagine how much pain Arkansas fans would have been in if Nico had thrown that pass at the tail end. Instead, Eric Gregory pushed him out of bounds, and we of course wouldn't know what happened. Stormed the field, and it was a night to remember in Fayetteville. Tom, speaking of Fayetteville, game tonight, Texas A&M 7:00. Big news yesterday announced the Rooster. Gage Wood back in the starting rotation. He'll pitch in game 2 tomorrow. Might be a doubleheader. We'll see how the weather shakes out. Your thoughts on that announcement yesterday and how it impacts not just the pitching but the team tomorrow?
Yeah, Gage Dackel's starts have not been, super quality in recent weeks, and his ERA is 6-something. So he was great out of the pen last year. The Rooster returns. I'm sure he's in full health now. A&M is a team that started 1-9. They got swept by Bama to open conference play at home. They took their blows. They lost 2 of 3 at home to Kentucky. They got swept by Vanderbilt on the road. They were 1-8, and then they lose to Tennessee. But since then, they've been on fire. They've won 7 in a row. It looks to me like they've got their hitting under control, have overcome maybe the loss of Gavin Grahovac. Their hitting numbers aren't great, but you can just see the way they came back and won those games against the last game in particular against South Carolina, they're fighting now. So this is and Dave Van Horn mentioned this after the game Tuesday. They know this is going to be a battle this weekend.
Yeah, I'll play that clip.
And we came out and we played decent, and we can move on to the weekend and look forward to A&M coming in. I know they're super hot, won 5 out of their last league games, so we'll have our hands full.
All right, Tom, we'll let you go with this. We've joked, I don't know if you heard the Open this morning, but Colton put together a fantastic montage of the Colt that is coming up here to Fayetteville, Arkansas this weekend. What's the goofiest thing you think Texas A&M fans do, or just that fan base in general?
Oh, gosh, man. I know you like to bag on them. And, you know, when you're at their games, you can feel the stadium shake. It's an experience. But I guess the all-male cheerleading staff is a little bit weird. I'll say that.
There we go. I had to pull it out of him, but I got it out of him. Tom Murphy's too respectable to go in like I do, but he's I got it out of him. Again, Tom, always with Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, delivers the goods every Tuesday and Thursday here on the Morning Rush. And, of course, you can read him at both of those locations. Tom, awesome stuff, man. We'll do it again Tuesday and Thursday next week.
All right. Thanks, Ty. I enjoyed it.
All right. Tom's great, man. He really brings it each and every day. All right, this morning we are brought to you by Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. Brinkley RVs, Grand Design, Forest River products. Speaking of who brings it, Chris Lee-J, their entire team bring it for you each and every day at Wheels RV. Every time you buy a new RV from Wheels, you get a lifetime warranty. That helps you camp with confidence. You don't have to deal with that. Lifetime warranty is a big deal. Stop in and see why Wheels RV has been voted the best RV dealer year after year. It's not a one-time thing. Year after year. 5 miles west off exit 72 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV. I'm frankly surprised we haven't seen more Arkansas Razorbacks, Colton, go in the portal. I've only seen one. Is it Quinn Murphy? That's the only one? Yeah. I know we're just a day into this, but you've seen other news. I got tricked. I saw a fake Lenora Sellers account. South Carolina quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in the league this year, that he was transferring. It's a fake account. Don't get sucked into the fake account.
That's right.
I know a lot of this is the perfect time for all of you that don't have social media to get on your table and pump your chest and say, this is why I don't have social media, because I don't get tricked like Ty did this morning. It's a perfect opportunity to do that.
Yeah, but you did learn how to verify your sources, so you did figure out that eventually that was incorrect and it wasn't Lenora Sellers. But you mentioned it, and Coach Pittman mentioned it yesterday. He didn't figure there would be a whole lot of guys that would be moving on or trying to transfer out, except for the ones that found themselves at the bottom of the depth chart. So what that means to me is that spring camp and spring ball has been super competitive. Everybody thinks that they're up there, vying for a spot to be able to compete and get onto the field. So that's a good thing to have that level of competition and practice. You mentioned it earlier, they're targeting some guys, edge players, some guys in the secondary. Coach Pittman mentioned yesterday, defense, that they're just sort of low on the defensive side in terms of numbers. So I think that's what we'll see in terms of movement, is more guys coming in than we will see going out. But I want to see some of those guys that we have coming in. I'd like to see them for some Power 5 schools. But at the end of the day, look, if Andrew Armstrong can get it from Texas A&M Commerce, I don't care where you come from. If you can ball, let's ball, baby.
Yeah, and he was not only great this season, he was great this morning. Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, if you missed that conversation. Hey, I want to tell you about this awesome event coming to Fort Smith. Mercy Fort Smith's Birdies for Babies at Hardscrabble Country Club on May the 12th. 4-person scramble, morning and afternoon tee times. All proceeds benefit maternal child services and our level 3A NICU to help keep families close to home. Every day is a great day enjoy a great day for golf while helping provide essential care for moms and babies right here in our community. Sign up today at mercyhealthfoundation.net/birdiesforbabies or call 479-314-1133 for more information. That's Mercy Fort Smith's Birdies for Babies Golf Classic on May the 12th at Hardscrabble Country Club. When we return, SEC update, get into some news, including some updates on Nico Iamaleava, Lane Kiffin, and more here on a Thursday.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
It's for work purposes, so I can expense it.
I'll show you exactly where to put your expense report on that one.
This is the Morning Rush.
Gonna wait here like that.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
This is former Razorback Todd Day, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions, a very handsome reward indeed. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here. With Robinhood Gold, to receive a 3% IRA boost on annual contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Evan Cohen here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
What if you're Josh Heupel, Danny? Coach, I'm really sorry that I hate the way this all went. I got awful advice. I should not have. This isn't what I wanted. This is what I was told to do. I know that this is the best place for me. This is where I need to be. I want to help this team. I want to apologize to my teammates. I want to make this right. I want to come back. I want to be the quarterback in Tennessee. And I have no idea if that's going to happen, but if that conversation happened, Coach, what would you say? And, oh, by the way, I'm willing to take less than I was making before.
Well, that would be mine. There would be a reworked deal, for sure.
That's Dusty Dvorak and Danny Cannell talking. It was a Sirius XM radio. I want to make sure I get that reference right. Discussing Nico Iamaleava and the possibility of, and they don't have any idea if this is going to happen, but the possibility of him going to Josh Heupel and saying when it's to come back. To me, I think the fate's sealed there. I don't know how that would happen. It sure sounds like Colin Cowherd reporting that the Nico to UCLA deal is done. It's going to happen. Just kind of waiting and seeing until that thing. Nico put his name in the portal, apparently, according to On3 Sports, with a non-contact tag, which basically means like he's in the portal, but he's not going to have anyone contact him. So, who knows? Again, I mentioned this with Tom. This is a weird dynamic. Like Deshaun Foster, you remember him from Big Ten Media Days?
Coach Foster, welcome to the Big Ten. We'll begin with your opening statement.
How you guys doing? I'm happy to be here. Glad to be a part of this great conference. Finally putting two great emblems together, UCLA and the Big Ten. We're a school that's won, 123 championships, so this fits us being right in this conference. Football-wise, we're just excited. I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC.
Thanks, Coach. I still remember. I was just like,
as tough to listen to now as it was then.
Yeah, I not that I'm the most eloquent public speaker at all. I'll tell you Chuck is really good at it. If you ever listen to him he's done plenty of Hall of Fame speeches, and I'm not just blowing smoke up his you-know-what. It is really fun to listen to him go off and just start on a tangent. He is tremendous at that. I would listen to Chuck Barrett, and this is not me lying or being facetious or anything. I'm being straight with everyone listening. It's fantastic. Evidently, Coach Foster, not that, but again, you're one, everything else. First time up there at the podium. But again, the dynamic is weird because like Madden flipped, if I remember right, either the day before signing day or on signing day. Mm-hmm. And now you're getting his older brother. Evidently, it's one of the things I want. I don't remember what Nico-wise, what part of California he's from, but being that UCLA is California, that's evidently a place that he's at least considering it. But in Colin Cowherd's mind, he's already there. Apparently,
if my memory serves me correct, I think Nico is he went to Long Beach Poly, so Southern Cal kid anyway. So I mean, it would make sense.
That sounds right.
It would make sense for him to end up at UCLA. But yeah, that dynamic is just very strange. And what Colin Cowherd said is that it's obviously that it's about the Vol offense and not about the money. No way. There's just no chance that that's the truth.
Just because someone tells you something that is a source does not make it true. I've gotten told, you know how many things I've gotten told in the last 7 years on this radio station that you just knew were either factually incorrect or wrong, even if it was like a verified person. Like, I'm not taking that to air. I take plenty of other nonsense to air, but I'm not taking that to air.
But Tom made a good point this morning, and it's that, Nico didn't even have as good of numbers as Taylon Green did last year, and Taylon was hurt for some of the year. And so when he said that Nico got some bad advice, that's bar none. That's the bottom line, is that this kid got some bad advice. Someone sold him a bag of beans that was just no good. And it's unfortunate that now he's become the face of what everybody is saying is what's wrong with college football, and that's his cross to bear. He's going to have to end up somewhere else. And if UCLA is where you land, there are worse spots to land. I know that, what Tom said is true, that like UCLA and their football program right now is a little bit laughable. I think they won like 2 or 3 games last year. But it's still a Power 5 program, and you still have lots of eyes on you in the Big Ten, and you're at home. So good for Nico if that's the case, but you're not going to make me believe that it wasn't for the money.
All right, same here. Continue on your SEC update. Florida forward Alex Condon is entering the NBA draft while maintaining his NCAA eligibility, projected first-round pick. I hope he moves on. Don't want to see him in a Gators uniform ever again. He was annoying last year because he was so good, and I know Clayton's gone. He's probably gone. Hopefully that entire roster's gone. They did pick up that kid from Princeton. Is it Xavier Lee? Is that the kid's name? Who was one of the more highly coveted guards in the portal. So Todd Golden trying to reload there in Gainesville. All right, last thing here in your SEC update. So we mentioned Golden and I were talking about SEC Media Days, which is middle of July in Atlanta, Georgia at the Atlanta Omni. I know a good chunk of you don't care about that, but just to unpack like storylines for each coach. Like on day one, Monday, Brian Kelly. Do they bounce back defensively this year? Does Nussmeier get any help? Because he was putting up awesome numbers. Defense didn't help him out. Ole Miss. What does Lane Kiffin look like without Jackson Dart? Still want to be a part of this group chat he was talking about.
I feel like I keep it together. Like I keep the group together because like one will beat the other or they'll say something and they kind of like get mad at each other and then they won't like text for a week. If like you beat him, then he doesn't text for a week, or if they're playing each other that week, they certainly aren't going to say anything. And I'm like, guys.
And by you beat him, it means when you guys beat Georgia last year. But go on, I feel it.
But then I just say something that night,
right?
Like, hey man, like you'll probably get us next year. Like they don't think that's funny. Like then one of them side texts me like, hey man, you shouldn't have said that. Kirby's pissed off. And I'm like, dude, it's just a game. Relax. We're buddies.
That's him on Theo Vaughn's podcast. I need to go watch that whole thing. But that's great. Wish I was a part of that group text. But Lane Kiffin's thing. Colton, if you got some thoughts on different storylines, jump in here.
Yeah, well, I think that Vanderbilt, Clark Lee gets to kind of be a headliner this year, and deservedly so, because that's not a dead program. I think that's great. I'm kind of sad that they stuck Coach Pittman on the last day, but he is going to kind of. Hopefully that means he gets to rub elbows and brush shoulders with old Drinkwitz at Missouri too. So that'll be interesting on Thursday, and then Tuesday. That's some heavy hitters in that conference, or on that day right there from the conference: Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas. So Atlanta should be fun for you this year, Ty.
Yeah, I think so. Beamer, they came on strong at the end of last year. You don't really care about that. Hugh Freeze, hottest SEC coach seat this year, I think. Kirby Smart and Sark got nearly all the way to the championship. Both had a lot of success. Heupel and the Nico stuff. Kalen DeBoer, another hot seat. Napier, hot seat. We'll see what happens with him and DJ Lagway. Levy, better offense or better defense, I should say. Venables, hot seat.
Yeah, Wednesday's a hot seat day, it looks like.
Thursday's just kind of like Elko's boring, Stoops is boring, Drink is fun. Sam Pittman's not going to say anything different at SEC Media Days than he says here, than he's been saying. So it's not as that. Obviously, getting a chance to talk to Coach in person, everything's cool, but in terms of like I don't know if we want to call it shock value or anything else, there's just not as much there. All right, that is your SEC update this morning. Well, while shock value might not always be for every coach at SEC Media Days, you're going to find a lot of value on the Bet Saracen app, whether it's college baseball lines, softball. You bet on Arkansas right now to win the College World Series in both softball and baseball. You got football lines, not college football, but you have them coming up in August and everything else. All these different odds. You can bet parlays. You can do different prop bets, anything else, you're going to find them on the Bet Saracen app. Download them on the App Store or on Google Play, or go to BetSaracen.com. It's Arkansas's favorite sports betting app, the Bet Saracen app. It's National Crawfish Day. Are you a crawfish fan, Colton?
Yes, I enjoy crawfish. I haven't had any good ones in a long time, though, and because it's one of those, you have to kind of prepare all day for it. You got to get everybody together because you can't just eat, a communal meal like that by yourself. But I do love me some good crawfish, and it is boil season.
Yes. Okay. Would you consider crawfish unique? It's unique, right?
Yeah,
Not-
absolutely.
I
It
wouldn't
has its
say-
own specific rules for how you consume it, right?
Yeah,
You
how
twist
you-
ahead and you suck. So you got to be able to. So you got to be able
Say
to.
that
make-
again?
I'm good. So you got there's rules for it. Everybody knows if you've ever consumed a crawfish. So anything that has specific rules to answer your question, yes.
Okay. Would you consider fried chicken or wings unique? Are those pretty basic? Not that they aren't great, but
That's like a cornerstone of, I would say, most American people's diet is chicken of some kind, fried wing. People know what that is. People have had it.
Well, listen to Baltimore Orioles, I guess, television analyst Jim Palmer has never eaten both.
You know, I've never had a wing, ever. What do you mean you've never had? Never, ever had a wing. You've never had... Wait a minute. No, I just never have. You've never had a chicken wing? No. Like, why would I? Why would you? Don't they have skin and stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Lots of things have skin. But I don't eat skin. Apples have skin. Why eat apples? You've never had a single chicken wing? No, never thought about having it. That is staggering to me. So what kind of chicken do you eat? White breast. What about, like, fried chicken? You'll eat fried chicken? Never had fried chicken. Never? Well, I've taken the crust off and... What is this? What is this?
I feel the same way. I don't even know who the play-by-play guy is that's talking to Jim there, because Jim Palmer is the only name I saw, and the only name I care about, the fact that he's not had fried chicken or wings. He looks pretty spry at he's probably in his 60s or 70s just by taking a glance at him, but how have you not sampled the deliciousness of fried chicken or wings in your life? They're both so good, so good. That first crunch. Now my dad swears by bone-in chicken before like just a normal chicken tenders and everything else. It was funny, like back in the day, I remember as a kid growing up, I would ask if we could get chicken tenders. Like, no, we're doing the bone-in or the rotisserie, whatever, which I was fine with. I mean, I still liked, but as a kid, you want chicken tenders more often than not. Either way, I'm just flabbergasted, Colton, that he has not had fried chicken or chicken wings.
Well, I saw that. So this is from a couple of days ago. And then I saw that last night they actually did bring Jim. They did bring him.
Did they?
Yeah, they did bring him some. And he had like a no thank you bite, and he ended up not liking it. And I can tell you why. If you see the video, if anybody sees the video later on, they were sauceless, dry wings and chicken, so it looked bad. So that's probably his experience, is that somewhere along the line, somebody fried him up some bad chicken, and he just said no thank you forever. But his point there about the skin, that's the best part. That's the absolute best part.
The grease and all,
man.
and how it comes together.
The little crumblies at the bottom that fall off.
Now, maybe you're sitting here listening this morning and saying, Ty, you have no right whatsoever to criticize someone else's food consumption, considering you put ketchup on a steak, you put strawberry preserves on a steak, you don't like mac and cheese, and all that is warranted. Everything that you're probably thinking right now is correct. But I feel personally that I'm okay to go at Jim for not trying fried chicken or wings at his age. That's just me. There's health, like I get being health conscious and everything else.
Yeah.
I am like that during the week. Weekends, I don't care. But that's just that something had to be done about that.
That's stubbornness, because like, you know how many times he's probably like denied, or he's like, people have said, hey Jim, let's go out to eat, you want to eat here? No, I don't want that place, they just serve fried chicken. He's made this a part of his personality, Ty. So he's like, he's an older gentleman. I mean, he's not that old, but you know, for how long it takes to live on this earth and not try fried chicken, he deserves what's coming to him.
JT in Hot Springs here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying that Phil is probably cringing right now that I don't know who Jim Palmer is. I bet some of you are too, that I just can't snap. I'm guessing he's a former Oriole. Again, not the baseball guy. That's Mr. Phil Elson and Chuck. That is not something I've really immersed myself with since I was born. If you want to talk college basketball, old NBA, stuff like that, I'm your guy. Not so much on the baseball stuff. I'll tell you who's your guy when it comes to talking fishing. That's Tommy. He's not here right now, so I'm going to do my old college try and tell you about Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Perfect place to get away. They've got the private accommodations. They've got a fully equipped kitchen. You can cook yourself, or you can let the restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Go to Gaston's.com. Check out their Facebook page. They're always posting awesome videos, awesome pictures of what people catch on the White River. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
This is the Morning Rush.
Attention business owners. Are you overpaying for your website? Dropping thousands up front and shelling out more than $95 a month? Stop the madness! With Modular Orange, you get a custom-built, fully managed website for just $95 a month. No hidden fees, no headaches. They write it, build it, launch it, update it, and secure it so you can focus on your business. Ditch the overpriced hassle and go simple. Visit modularorange.com today. That's modularorange.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's time for the Rath Rod Replacement Sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get up to $3,750 above appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory, inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath Rod Replacement Sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
All right, I told you that I would get ripped. We might as well. He's talking right now. Let's just bring him in, Colton. Might as well tell the story. Phil Elson here with us. Phil, just go ahead. Floor is yours.
Why am I telling? I'm not going to tell this story now. I got a 3-hour show.
You going to save it? Okay.
Yeah, no, but I was just going to say, it's like, you realize now, listeners of the Morning Rush, they've probably listened to Halftime if they were around like 5 or 6 years ago. You have a full understanding of why Halftime Homework was created when the words, "Who's Jim Palmer?" go over a sports radio station, appreciating the idea that 5 years ago, there was the same, actually 6 years ago, there was the same question for somebody who is even better and more famous, who's Ricky Henderson? So it's all right. I mean, there are plenty of social media influencers that I have no clue who these people are. I can ask you those questions. You can give me the correct answers, and I guess I can have my own homework at some point.
Yeah, except my homework is educational. Yours would just be looking up just morons and just idiots from time to time. But I got in a couple of texts about this, Phil. Karen, one of our coworkers, says, before you were born, I saw him play when I was young and I lived in Maryland. Dr. David texting in. He felt like Jim Palmer was about 80 when he pitched for the Orioles. Siri said he was 79, so perhaps he's eating healthy and why he looked younger to you. Personally, he's not giving up chicken wings. But, yes, another failure on my part, not knowing who an MLB legend is.
The thing is that Karen and the good doctor that texted in, they're also very well aware. And I'm sure Karen really was appreciative of how good of a pitcher that Jim Palmer was. But he's also world famous because he did jockey underwear ads for like 12 or 13 years. This was a man who was so confident in his own appearance that there used to be these things called magazines, and they were based around the idea that somebody was interested in a very specific topic, that you would read articles in this magazine. There would be full spread ads.
Sounds boring.
That had photos in them with people wearing clothing. And Jim Palmer was only wearing jockey underwear. And back then, nobody wore boxer shorts. They wore the really tight stuff, and it wasn't just white. It might be rainbow colors. And you learn about just how hairy a Hall of Fame pitcher might look. That's another reason why he was world famous.
And that's a perfect tease for a great story that's coming up on Halftime. Phil, thanks for jumping in with us. I appreciate the criticism. That is well deserved. And
it's not criticism, Ty. It's the expectation now.
It's been heightened. It's been lifted, and yet I continue to fail and not meet it each and every time. Oh man, are you at the ball? I was going to ask, are you at the ballpark already?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured you were. I know you like to get there early. Well, dude, have fun on Halftime today at Baum Walker Stadium, and we'll see what happens with the I know we'll get in 3 games this weekend. I haven't made that mistake in saying that. Just might be 2 on Friday based on how everything shakes out. So have fun this weekend, buddy.
Very good. All right, it's Jim Palmer, underwear, great fastball, good curveball, Hall of Famer. Look it up. See you later.
All right, see you. That's our buddy Phil Elson, co-host of Halftime, and of course the voice of Razorback Baseball. Hey, this morning we are brought to you by Pradco Fishing. LearnNet.com is the perfect place that you can get all the brands you love: Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more. Plus, the site has exclusive deals and baits you won't find anywhere else from your favorite brands. Free shipping on all U.S. orders above $35. So be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to new tackle box treasures. Check out LearnNet.com today. All right, this has been an educational morning rush, not just from Phil. We learned some stuff from Andrew Armstrong. Tom had some really good stuff this morning. Again, all that is going to be compiled and put together on the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. So good show today overall. Just want to remind everyone, Lee Corso, his final College Game Day appearance will be this upcoming, August. Here, let's go back to, this moment nearly 20 years ago today when he picked the Hogs in 2006.
The Hogs take it to Tennessee. I like Arkansas. Good pick. I tell you what, how can you not love this place? I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Yes, sir. Oh, hey. Wow. Look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of this thing.
Texted my brother and dad this morning on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I know they were sad about the news too, and it's a bummer to see. 38 years he's been doing. It's pretty crazy the impact he's had on that show and really in the sport of college football. Hey, want to remind everyone, it's Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. You can take a trip down memory lane. They're bringing back the flavors you've loved from Kuko's. And the restaurant, again, that once called Joe's home. It's perfect for Throwback Thursday. You can savor classic Kuko dishes and the servers that you remember. It may taste like the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's Grill and Cantina, and you're going to love it. Don't miss the delicious reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith. And stop by there. If you see Wade there, congratulate him on his hole-in-one. It was a hole-in-one. I know what Ken Griffey Jr. says, Wade, but that was a hole-in-one in my book. Coming up, you just heard the guy, Phil Elson, halftime. Matt Jones just walked in. They've got a loaded show here on a Thursday. It is game day in Baum-Walker Stadium. 7 o'clock first pitch, not 6:30 like my schedule said. Got that changed, so we'll get to that later on tonight. For Colton Little, I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We got a loaded weekend in Fayetteville with baseball, softball, and the spring game.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th